Hello, this is Patrick Devine, Week 10 SQL with Ed Cawthorn. Okay, so this week's chapter was about sorting. It was for sorting and restricting searches in SQL. I've been working on my database here a little bit. I've added some more people. I have just basic stuff. I get an employee ID and then first name, last name, city, state, phone number, home phone number, job title. So I got some golfers, some scientists, some dictators, some adult film stars, some basketball players, just a little bit of everything, just any random name that came to my mind. I just started filling stuff up. Now, on my thumb drive, like you suggested, I keep all of my statements and a little bit to describe what they do for future reference, and it helps me remember when I type things out a second, third, fourth time. So one of the first things this week, which I already knew how to do, was describe table name, and that brings up the structure of the table, like we have right here. So you got the name of the table, and then all the column names and the data types that can be accepted into them, and the amount of characters that can be accepted into them. Okay, so one of the first things in this chapter was using the where clause to restrict searches and find certain data. So right here, I use an example. I'm going to select all of these things from employees where employee ID equals 4. So if I do that search, it's going to bring up home number, salary, employee ID, and first name for the number 4 employee ID. And I have right here, using the where clause to select specific columns. So that's using a number. And the next thing is using the same thing, using the where clause, but with a text string or date, which you use single quotation marks. The next statement was using logic operators, conditional statements. So we're going to select the last name, salary, hire date from the employees table where the hire date was less than or equal to 2011. So this is going to bring up anyone who was hired in 2011 and prior to 2011. Comparison condition is what it's called. So you can use less than, greater than, equal to, and some combinations. The next, right here, right here, this was from last week, but for some reason I was having trouble with the math operator last week. It wasn't working for me, so I just tried it over, trying something different, because last week my problem is I was doing it in the salary, I was using it with the salary column, and I have various characters, so I have commas and dollar signs. So what I think is the math operator can only work if it's just a number with no other characters, and the data type says number, like here for the hire date. So yeah, that was from last week, but I figured it out. So blah blah blah. Okay, the next thing is some more comparison. I don't know if they're called comparison conditions actually, but is right underneath them in the book. So this is going to limit the search using the where clause, and I'm going to use the hire date since I think that's the only that and the employee ID, I think, are the only two numbers, solid numbers, that I have in the table. So I might throw something else in there just to get some more experience with the operators. You can use only numbers. Okay, so hire date between 1802 and 2011. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is going to bring back the last name and the salary for employees that were hired between the year 1802 and 2011. You can also use the in statement, which it pulls up. You can use the specific example. You can use multiple different specific where statements to pull up. So for example, this one is going to be pulling up all of these things from the employees table where the employee ID is in either 1 or 2. So you could use this, you could put different last names using the single quotes, or you can use whatever you want to pull up different pieces of data from the table. Underneath this, which is this is actually, you can also, I think, okay, yeah, no, I have that in there later. All right, this is the coolest thing that I've found in SQL so far. I'm not sure if anyone else thought it was as cool as I did, but you can perform wildcard searches by using the percent, like I have set up right here. And what this will do is, if you have a large database and you want to, and you only know either, if you want to look up all the P's, or if you want to look up character patterns, you can do that as well. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah. So if you use the underscore right here, it denotes the search. So like this would pull up everything that begins with a P, and this will show up everything that has an O in it. And yeah, you can put in more than one letter too. So the next thing is like. Oh no, this is actually what I was just talking about. Using the like statement, it'll pull up anything that's even close to what you type in, which is so cool. I just put a 0 in, and any hire date that had a 0 in it, bam, right there. Next, this is just using variations. It's using combinations of the things that we just learned. So, for example, right here, I said that I want to select these things from employee table where the hire date is less than 2011 and the last name is like. I put Vine, obviously, because my last name is Devine. So this pulled up all of these things from the table where both of these statements are true. So if it was before 2011 and the last name is like Vine, it's going to pull up only if both of those statements are true. The next thing, similar, we're using the combination, and we're using the OR operator right here, and that's gonna return if either of the statements are true. Not both of them, but as long as one of them is true, or if they're both true, it's gonna send us back all that info. Down here, we're using the not in, which is exactly what it sounds like. I'm gonna select all these things from the employee table where the first name is not in which means, okay, so where the first name is not these two, it's going to pull them up. And this one down here is an and, okay. This is an or and an and, okay. So this is getting a little more complex of a search. We're going to pull these things up from the employee table, where the job title equals golfer, or the last name is Devine and the employee ID is 1. So it's going to pull up either of these two things. It's going to pull up anyone whose job title is a golfer, or their last name is Devine. And so these last two statements have to be true in order for that section to be returned. Oh yeah, rules of precedence. That's what this last statement was about. Showing us how the search would work, you know. Whatever. So the next thing, which I think is getting towards the end now, is order by, which again, I'm really starting to like SQL in compared to Java, because it kind of says what it's doing, you know. It kind of makes more sense, I think, to someone who's never seen this stuff before, because it's not like these words I've never seen before. It's like it actually says order by hire date, which is going to do exactly that. It's going to pull up the hire dates in ascending order or descending order. Yeah, if you type DEC after hire date in the order by, it's gonna pull them up in descending order. Otherwise, it'll do it in ascending order. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this week, and the video is actually getting close to out of time. But one more thing I just wanted to show you that I remembered how to do. I'm not sure if I'll actually have time to do it. Way up at the top, I think I saved it. Okay, yep, sweet. All right, so right here, I copied a file location yesterday that I made up. I called it test B, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run the script from the notepad. So I typed in a statement here to create a new row. I saved it. I go to the program and copy the file location, and there we go, one row created, which is pretty cool. A trick you taught me a couple weeks back. So yeah, that's it for week 10. I can't believe I'm starting to make 13, 14-minute long videos, almost sounding like I know what I'm talking about, kind of. Yeah, that's it.